take my hand.
No, this is all mad. Just madness.
Listen, Molly, this is going to be really difficult for me to explain, mainly because I don't really have a clue what's going on myself.
Not got all the answers then, the doctor.
Not by a long shot, but isn't it obvious that those things, the Daleks, are intent on doing us some serious harm?
This just isn't decent.
I know, no time for all that.
Hi everyone, TardisGuy123 here, and today I have with me Sontaran123. Say hello.
Hello.
And today we are going to be kicking off Big Finish week by talking about the 8th Doctor. So this is the 8th Doctor segment of that, and basically what we're going to be doing is going all the way through his times of Big Finish, all his different companions and whatnot. And, well, yeah, that's basically it. And what Big Finish week is basically a celebration of quite a few things actually. First off, it's me reaching 100 subscribers, so thank you to each and every one of you who reached that goal. Second, it's my 2-year anniversary on YouTube, and third, it's also the 16-year anniversary of Doctor Who at Big Finish, as the Sirens of Time, the first release, was released all the way back in July 1999. So yeah, let's just dive right into the 8th Doctor, starting off with his main range releases. So what would you say about his main range releases with Charlie? What's your thoughts on Charlie as a companion first?
She's a good companion. I like the sort of, in the new series, all the companions are sort of present-day companions. And in the classic series, most of the companions are present-day companions. I mean, we have companions like Leela and Susan, but companions like Barbara and Ian and Tegan are present-day companions. And I think it's great that the 8th Doctor companions are historical, or there's a couple of present-day companions, but only two, Tasman Blue and Lucy Miller. So I think Charlotte Pollard, or Charlie, is a great companion. And I think it's...
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think there's a bit too much of present day going on with a lot of different Doctor Who eras, but I think this shows that you can still connect to the companion, even if they're not from our world, so to speak, our present day. So that's very good. I think Charlie, I haven't heard that much of Charlie, but from what I have heard, I do quite like her, and her dynamic with the 8th Doctor as well, and she's sort of like seeking adventure, to sort of like stowed away on the R101 in search of adventure, and that's very much sort of the thing that the 8th Doctor's about, this hopeless romantic out for adventure really, so I think she fits the 8th Doctor very well.
Yeah, I agree.
So what are your thoughts on Storm Warning, the first 8th Doctor Big Finish story? Just a quick rundown on that.
Yeah, I think it's a good sort of story. I think it's like a 9 out of 10. 8, 9 out of 10 here. I think it's very good, and I think it's a good introduction story to Charlie Pollard, or Charlie. I think it's a good story.
Okay, and then moving on to the second release, which is the first Cyberman one. What do you think of Sword of Orion?
I mean, the Cyberman is my favorite Doctor Who villain, but I don't like this story too much. I mean, it's good, but it's not amazing. It's like a 6.5 out of 10. It's like, I think it's as good as the TV movie. It's not great. It's alright.
Fair enough. Yeah, and now we're going to skip forward to a release which I actually have, which is The Chimes of Midnight, which is said to be a classic. So skipped a few releases, but
don't you think I should just sort of rank with Invaders from Mars, Minute and Hill, and The Sons of Venice?
Yeah, okay, let's quickly do that.
The Sons of Venice, 6 out of 10, Minute and Hill, 10 out of 10, Invaders from Mars, 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, okay, let's...
Okay, so what are your thoughts on The Chimes of Midnight?
It's a great story. It's one of the best Big Finish stories I have listened to.
Yeah, written by Robert Shearman, isn't it?
Yeah, he's my favorite writer, I think, of all Doctor Who. And I have watched every single TV story, so I think I should sort of know, a bit about that.
Yeah, you should. very interesting writer who does a lot of different things, and this story really does show that, because there's a lot of mystery going on, and it's very different to anything else that is out there. Quite a scary story at the same time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, very good story. 9 out of 10. Yeah, 9 out of 10. I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay, and then skipping forward to Time of the Daleks, his first Dalek encounter. What do you think? Do you want to rank the stories in between there quickly?
Yeah,
You've got all of them.
Scenes of Fear is like a 7 out of 10. It's the Return of the Nine one. It's alright. Embrace the Darkness is a very sort of weird story. It's a bit like Sure, so 7 out of 10. Yeah, but Time of the Daleks, it's a bit like Evil of the Daleks in some ways.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, with the sort of mirror thing, the mirror time travel thing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not great, but it's alright. It's like 7 out of 10. It's good.
Okay.
Good story. Yeah.
And now we'll skip forward to Neverland, which is sort of like the setup for the 40th anniversary story, Zagreus. So what did you think of Neverland and the stories in between there? Quickly.
Well, there aren't any stories in between.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just go straight on to Neverland then.
Neverland is sort of a very interesting story because if you have watched the War Games, you'll remember the Time Lord deleting this guy from time.
Mm.
But in this story, we go into this dimension of people that were deleted from time. That's very interesting. I mean, it's a great sort of great plot. I don't think the story itself is not that great, but the plot is really good. But I think I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, 7.5.
And now on to Zagreus, a very controversial story.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good story. I mean, I think it's a bit sort of, it was a bit disappointing because when I listened to this for the first time, well, I've only listened to it once, but yeah, I thought it would be like the Five Doctors, but it was not like the Five Doctors in any possible way. I mean, you couldn't get anything as far from the Five Doctors as it is. It's thing like
it's sort of like a bit misleading in a way, the cover, because it makes you think that actually they're not playing their roles, are they, the previous
No,
Doctors? They're playing completely different characters.
Yeah, but I think Grace is good. I mean, it's a bit disappointing, but I like it. I think it's sort of 6 out of 10. 6, 7, yeah, 6 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, and then from one controversial topic to another, we're going into the Divergent universe. What do you think of the Divergent arc overall as a whole?
I like it. I mean, I don't like the natural history of fear, and Creed of the Crowman is not that great, but I kinda like it. So I mean, Churchill is one of my all-time favorite Big Finish audios. You know, Creed of the Crowman is alright. It's like 6 out of 10. Natural history of fear, I don't like it. It's 4 out of 10, I think. Twilight Kingdom, alright, 6 out of 10. Faith Stealer is great. It's really good. It's 9 out of 10. Really, really good. The last is also really good. 8.5 Corridoria, I think. Yeah, Corridoria is also quite good. Sort of 8 out of 10. And the next life, it's a bit like, you know, I think it's a bit disappointing. But you know, when I listened to this, I didn't get much of the Divergent universe because this was the first Divergent universe audio I ever listened to. I know. Yeah, but I remember it being quite good. But yeah.
Okay. And now we're sort of going into post Divergent arc stuff. It's all like split into 3 mini eras, isn't it? You've got pre-Divergent, Divergent, and then post-Divergent with the 8 Doctor main range.
Yeah.
So what do you think of his second companion? Chris, is it? I can never... Carries, yeah, that's it.
I think he's... I mean, my mom is afraid of Carries. But I think he's a good companion. I think he's a bit annoying sometimes, but he's good, you know. I like him. He's a very different companion from sort of the normal companions, but I think, he's good. Yeah, good companion. If I were to rank him, I would give him like 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Terra Firma, another controversial story actually. I think there seems to be quite a few of those for the 8th Doctor.
Yeah. Terra Firma. It's not great. I mean, it's alright. It's not great. The Daleks are cool in it, but it's not great. It's 7 now, not 7. 6 out of 10, I think. 6 out of 10.
Okay. And then, now if you want to rate the rest of them, you don't have the girl who never was, do you? So.
Yeah. Scared is a 9 out of 10. I think it's underrated. Other Lives is also pretty underrated. It's 8 out of 10, I think. Time Works, it's good, an 8 out of 10. Something Inside, I can't remember Something Inside that well because it was the first Big Finish 8th Doctor audio I listened to, but I remember it being pretty good, 7 out of 10. Memory Lane, a bit confusing, but very good, so 7.5 out of 10. And I haven't listened to Absolution.
Okay. So, now what would you say, some final words about the main range stuff overall before we move on to the 8th Doctor Adventures?
My opinion on the era. I think it's good. I think it's a very sort of Big Finish. It's a very sort of how Doctor Who would be in the 90s. It's a bit, it's it's a bit like the McCoy era in some ways, but I wouldn't really compare it. But the way the stories are told is a bit similar to the McCoy era in some ways. I mean, not that similar, but yeah.
And then now we move into the 8th Doctor Adventures, which is very much where I come into this. I don't have many of the main range ones, but I do have quite a few of the 8th Doctor Adventures, and they're very much more catered towards the new series. You've got a present-day companion in Lucy Miller, and you've got 1 hour stories, and you've got kind of like overarching things as well. And if you want to understand the whole story as a whole, I think you don't have to get every single release. I think the way to do it is first 2 stories and the first 2 releases and the last 2 releases of each series. Although maybe series 4 you'd have to get all of them because that is quite arc heavy, that one. But anyway, do you want to talk about the 3 that you do have? Deimos, Prisoners of the Sun, and Scapegoat, quickly.
Yeah, well, Deimos, especially Resurrection of Mars, I guess it's called. Yeah. I think Scapegoat is sort of very interesting. I think it's a bit confusing, but yeah, it's good. Nice story. I would give it a 7 out of 10. And Deimos, it's very good. I would give it a 10 out of 10, I think. 9.5, 10 out of 10. It's very good. I think the Ice Warriors is very good in it. And Prisoners of the Sun, I think it's alright. Yeah, it's just alright. Fine, good, alright. Yeah.
I think I'll go quickly to Blood of the Daleks now, because that's sort of like the main starting point. And this is quite a popular story. Many people say it's the place to start with Big Finish. I don't actually have the proper releases, I just have listened to them through the BBC and whatnot. They played them on the radio quite a while ago. And I think it's an interesting start. I personally am not that amazed by it. I think part 1 is incredible. Part 2 does let me down quite a bit. I thought the resolution is quite poor, but overall I think Blood of the Daleks is a solid start to the 8th Doctor Adventures and does set up the mystery of Lucy Miller.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd say. Do you have any thoughts overall on the 8th Doctor Adventures, even though you haven't listened to that many?
I think it's good, I can't really say my thoughts because I've only listened to 3 audios, so yeah. I think it's good, but yeah, I can't say my thoughts.
And now we're gonna jump back into the main range quickly for a little interval before we get on to Dark Eyes, and that is the Mary Shelley trilogy, and also the Company of Friends release. What would you say about them?
I think they're good. I like them. I think Company of Friends is really good. I mean, I haven't actually listened to all of the stories. I've only listened to the Bernice Sommerfield one and the Mary Shelley one. But I thought the Mary Shelley one was brilliant. I think Mary Shelley is a great companion. Yeah, I would really like if Big Finish at some point made a Mary Shelley box set. That'd be nice. Yeah. And I think the Silver Turk, Witch from the Well, and Army of Death, I like them. They're good. Yeah.
Okay, and now on to Dark Eyes itself. Now I've only got releases 3 and 4, so you'll have to kind of like take over for 1 and 2. So off you go.
Okay, Dark Eyes 1 is sort of, I think it's a bit overrated. I don't think it's the greatest release ever, but it's very good. I think it's an 8 out of 10. I think the Great War is overrated, but I like it. And I think the Tangled Web and X and the Daleks and Frederick, I think it's called. I like them. They're good. Sort of, yeah. 8 out of 10. I'll give Dark Eyes 1 8 out of 10.
And Dark Eyes 2?
I think Dark Eyes 2, it's the Traitor is terrible. I really hate the Traitor. It's really confusing. I don't like it. The White Room is not great. It's alright. Time to Horizon and Eyes of the Monster are great. Time to Horizon is really good, and Eyes of the Monster is sort of very creepy. Not very, but a bit creepy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would give it a, I think 8 out of 10 because Eyes of the Monster and Time to Horizon is so good. Yeah, very good stories. Yeah.
So now quickly on to Dark Eyes 3, which is the Doctor vs Master. Now I did review this very recently, just last week, so I won't go too much into detail about that, but I will say, just kind of like reiterate my points. I think it's good until you get to Rule of the Eminence. The second half of that is a bit of a letdown, but overall I give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a very solid box set.
Yeah,
and your thoughts on Dark Eyes 3?
My favorite box set. I love it. I think it's so great. I think it's really good. I really like it. Yeah, I know it's sort of the least popular release, but I really like it. I think the Eminence is great. It's my second favorite Doctor Who villain. So yeah, great box set.
Okay, and then Dark Eyes 4, the big finale to the Dark Eyes series.
Yeah, I think it's a bit disappointing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, to be honest, especially Eye of Darkness, the last release. That I'm not too fond of that. I really do love A Life in the Day, though. I think A Life in the Day is incredible. More on that in a bit. But
it's so amazing. A Life in the Day is really good. Yeah, but I think the Monster of the Master is a bit weird, and Master of Daleks is good, but you know, and the Eye of Darkness is disappointing.
Yeah, I don't agree with that for the most part. I'd probably give it I think I gave it an 8 out of 10 overall in my review, and I think I'll stick with that actually, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think,
Yeah. So now we'll quickly go over to our favourite stories before then coming back and talk about the future of the 8th Doctor. So we'll take a quick break now.
The legends of Gallifrey speak of a world where everything is horror and pain. A world from where there is no escape.
I'm just gonna review my favorite story from the 8th Doctor, Big Finish era, and it's a surprising one. It's actually many than hell. Yeah, so without further ado, I think I'm gonna review the story. Okay, it's a very creepy story. It's sort of, you know, there are some very creepy parts in it. You know, with the devil and the doctor on a mental asylum and stuff like that. It's very creepy and it's very weird, but I really enjoy it. I don't know why. It's kind of a weird story, but I really enjoy it. I think it's a good sort of 10 out of 10. It's very good. The plot is actually very good. It's very well written. It's very good in my opinion. It's sort of very weird and creepy and stuff, but I really enjoy it. I think it's a great little fun story. And to be honest, I think I would give it a 10. I would give it definitely a 10 out of 10. It's a very underrated story, but I really enjoy it.
Are you an artist, Monsieur Doctor?
Well, the Count?
What is your medium?
Time?
Now, those of you who know me and have been watching me for a while will probably guess by now that my favourite Doctor Who 8th Doctor release is A Life in the Day by John Dorney. Now, John Dorney is a wonderful writer, he truly is, and he really has written a classic here in the form of a very character-based story all around Livchenka, and this story really did make me fall in love with her as a companion. I think before in Dark Ice Reach she was a good companion, but this story really builds on her character and really does work well. And there's some interesting interactions between her and Barnaby Kaye's character, who is actually in real life they are husband and wife, I believe. So they sort of like have a very good chemistry anyway. And then also Paul McGann gets to go around with Beth Chalmers' character, so that's all very good too. I think the way that it's split up into two strands very much works well. Now, I won't go too in depth into this because it is very easy to spoil this story by saying what it's like, and I think it's good to go into this story blind, not knowing what to expect, and just having a good time of it. So that is my thoughts on my favourite release, A Life in the Day. And we are back, so now we'll talk about the future of the 8th Doctor, starting off with Doom Coalition. You excited for Doom Coalition?
I'm excited for Doom Coalition 1, but I'm not excited for Doom Coalition 2 because I hate River Song, I hate Matt Smith, I hate River Song. I can't stand that era, I think it's terrible. So no, I'm not excited for Doom Coalition 2. I'm excited for Doom Coalition 1, but I'm not excited for Doom Coalition 2.
No, I'd say I'm excited for both really, but I am a bit taken aback by River Song. I wouldn't say it's sort of like made me hate that release, but I wouldn't say it's made me any more excited for it either. I think I'm going to have to wait and see, because Big Finish have had a track record of improving on companions that didn't do too well in TV, so hopefully they'll be able to do the same with River Song.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I'll probably will get Dark Ice 2 anyway, unless Dark Ice 1 turns out to be absolutely terrible, which I'm sure it won't. So, and then he's also, the 8th Doctor is going to be in the Diary of River Song, the final part. Will you be picking that up?
No.
No, I won't either. To be honest, unless the trailer really grabs me, so
Yeah.
was not really that interested in that one. And then there's also going into the Time War a bit with the Sontaran segment of Classic Doctors New Monsters. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's good because, of that continuity problem with the Sontarans. But I don't think if I were to choose some classic Doctors and new monsters, I would probably not have chosen the Sontarans, the Sycorax, the Jejune and the Weeping Angels. But I'm glad they didn't choose sort of the Absorber of the Tabine and something like that. That would have been terrible. But I would probably have chosen something like I guess the Weeping Angel would. The Weeping Angels are good.
I'm intrigued in how they're going to work on audio, because they're very visual villains. That'd be quite interesting.
Yeah.
I think they just chose Sycorax with the 7th Doctor just to hear him say Sycorax with that rolling.
Yeah, that's going to be amazing.
That would be.
Sycorax. Yeah.
That's it, and yeah, it's basically all the 8th Doctor's got on the horizon. Really, not too much, but I think Paul McGann has got a very busy schedule. So yeah, it's all we've really got to say on the future. So thank you for being here, Sontaran123.
Yeah, it was fun. So yeah.
and we will see you all next time. I will be back tomorrow with Doctor Forever for the second part of Big Finish Week, which is the 7th Doctor. But until then, we'll see you all next time. Bye everyone.